The most interesting game on the Hive by far is SkyWars. One of the main reasons for this is that SkyWars typically has the most complex strategies and mechanics. By strategies and mechanics, I'm primarily talking about how certain items in the game work, this including the Ember Sword, Knockback Nemo, and more. Over the months, I watched Potato Pie make a few videos analyzing items such as the Knockback Nemo, the Ember Sword, and the old Fire Sword, and he discussed how they worked or how they used to work, while also providing his thoughts on how said items could be improved. With that said, I will be forming my own opinion about a certain group of items in this video, the spellbooks. But before we continue into this video, only a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed to me, so if you could take the time to subscribe, that would be awesome. And now with that out of the way, let's get into the video. When spellbooks were added to the Hive, it was pretty awesome, mostly because they were yet another unique component that no other SkyWars has. The books added were the Spell of Fire Trail, the Spell of Swiftness, and the Spell of Life. Each spellbook has a different ability. The Spell of Fire Trail lets you like the next 10 blocks you walk on with fire, the Spell of Swiftness gives you roughly 5 seconds of speed, and the Spell of Life gives the player up to 4 hearts of missing health upon use. Now, the concepts I described look good when I explain them in short form. However, let's take a look at each individual concept. The Spell of Fire Trail is supposed to aid a player in possibly setting an opponent on fire if they are chasing you. It does function properly in this manner. However, I estimate from all the times I've used the spell, I have lit myself on fire 90% of the time I've used it. This can happen if you walk while using it, or if you stop sprinting while using it. Now, one might say just sprint ahead with it and you won't catch on fire, but when I actually think about it, I can count the number of times it has not caught me on fire on one hand. I feel like this could be fixed maybe by inputting possibly a 2-second timer upon activation of the book to warn the player of ignition. That way they can be positioned properly, maybe sprinting already before the spell comes in effect. Now, I don't think that this is the only solution, but I feel like this is the most effective one in my opinion. Now, as for the Spell of Swiftness, it's great, it's absolutely fantastic, and has no problems whatsoever. Moving on. The Spell of Life is probably one of the best and worst items in the entire game. If a player is in a close battle or is being beaten, they can use a Spell of Life and gain a decisive edge in the battle. Even though this is nice for whoever uses it, imagine a player who doesn't have the spell. I have personally been on the losing end to a Spell of Life multiple times, and it almost feels like I was either robbed of a kill or of a close, intense fight that suddenly turned into a lopsided battle. And since Lapis Ores give spellbooks, one could in theory fill their inventory with multiple life books and win easily, even if they are outskilled. I have actually seen someone do this firsthand. Now, all that I just said sounds like I am completely opposed to the Spell of Life, but I actually want it to stay in SkyWars, just not in its current state. I believe that the book should not be attainable in SkyWars solos, but it should remain in duos, trios, squads, and royale. Now, this would make more sense because a lot of 2, 3, or 4v1s happen in Team SkyWars games, and if someone is being teamed on, their health drains a lot faster, and a Spell of Life might actually make more sense there. Of course, if the Hive just wants to nerf the book altogether, they should consider giving the book possibly the same function as a campfire in Hive survival games, which slowly regenerates a half a heart to the player every second it's used. Now, there could be multiple variations of this, even restoring a whole 1 heart, but again, these are just my ideas. One last book that I wanted to talk about very briefly is the Spell of Leaping, which lets the player do a roughly 10 block horizontal leap forward. This book is actually exclusive to Sky Royale, and I'm not exactly sure why. I don't think the book has any major issues with it. It's pretty straightforward. Probably the only flaw I can see in the Spell of Leaping is the fact that it's only exclusive to Sky Royale. So yeah, spellbooks are more complex than your first thought, right? I definitely think so. And I truly hope that my ideas are possibly considered by the Hive despite how unlikely it is. Either way, I enjoyed putting together this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment down below telling me what you think about the spellbooks. I'd love to see what you guys think about them. Also, if you enjoyed, I hope you can leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I really want to thank you guys for the continuing support. About a month ago, my channel was doing pretty decently when it came to support, but the support in the last couple of weeks is astronomically bigger than I have ever gotten. So again, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for continuing to support the channel. And thank you all so much for watching. I'm gonna go now, and I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye, everybody.